Hey, Joan and Triana here, and welcome to another new moon podcast. And today we're going to be talking about the new moon in the earth sign of Virgo. So, what I was trying to think about, how do you wrap up a new moon in just a couple of words or something? And so, checking out just various astrologers and people who I like to follow, it really came down to these words that I think are the most helpful and useful for us. Gather what nourishes you and release what no longer serves you or sustains you. And to me, I kind of think of like endings and beginnings. And, when we were kids in school, for me anyway, it's when I was little, school started in September. That was the end of summer and the beginning of the school year. So at this time of year, I always think that's important to take care of the details. It's like finishing things we start. Make your lists. What do you need to get done in your home? Anything you need to fix? Anything regarding, nature and the earth. Maybe it's preparing your gardens for winter or fixing, a lamp that's broken or checking light bulbs. In the Northwest, for me, it'd be like a time to get batteries, check things that you have for winter, food supplies, all those sorts of things for the change of seasons. So there's always those endings and beginnings, and every new moon holds certain blessings. And Triana, this is where you come in. Triana Ilan is a lovely astrologer, and she's going to share some of her wisdom with us on when you think of Virgo, what are some of her blessings that you think are important for us to know at this new moon?
Well, Virgo is the celebration of the harvest following the goddess Demeter from Greek mythology. And that is when Demeter's daughter Persephone is released from the underworld to rejoin her mother. And that's when everything is in its glory and ready to be harvested and separating the wheat from the chaff. And that's when you really take into account what is valuable and what is not. So it's when the earth is at its ultimate bounty, and that's where Virgo gets its attention to detail. That's where the trait comes from. And Virgo is not the most robust of the zodiac signs in terms of healthy, because when Virgo gets stressed, it rules the digestive system. So Virgo can get hit with digestive troubles, stomach aches when it's under stress. But Virgo is very attentive to details. It's grounded. It is appreciative of beauty and bounty. And it's extremely organized, except being a mutable sign and malleable. Virgo will always have one room that's in chaos, no more than that. But there's always one room that everything gets thrown into, and everything else is very tidy. And every Virgo I've ever known has had that, where there's one room that's kind of shut the door all the time, and and that's that little secret that Virgo kind of will carry. So that's how I see Virgo. And they have a great sense of humor, a very kind of grounded and sometimes dry sense of humor. And they're not terribly raucous or rambunctious people, but they're very fun to be around because they do represent the harvest. So they're the culmination of everything that they can be.
Wow. Well, I thought that was really an interesting comment too about having one room that's not done. My aunt, who was a Virgo, I can picture the exact room, and that is spot on. My mom never had an area that wasn't tidy.
My
So,
mom was Virgo and she did.
yeah, I mean, it's fascinating, but that organized and that detailed. And I think one of the things about them that I got a kick out of is I think for a Virgo, now this might not be true, but this is my experience of it, is for a Virgo, the Virgos I know are very good at completing things and checking things off the list.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like the checking it off the list was more important than even finishing the task.
Well, also one of the ways that a Virgo can get around the that too is to finish the task first and then write it on the list.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Even I do that. Cross it off.
Yeah,
We got to have that gold star somewhere.
that's right.
No, that's perfect. Well, so if we know those are some of the blessings and the opportunities of a Virgo, when you think of challenges or areas, that you were saying like the digestive system might be as strong. Anything about quality wise of Virgo that would be kind of areas of opportunity that kind of growing and learning from?
Um, well, like I said, Virgos are adaptable. So any types of if they move, if they can adapt to a new place, they can adapt to a new job or a new environment. They tend to like I said, they're the sign of the harvest. So they immediately start thinking of what they want to grow, how they want to grow, and they're looking at the end result. And that's what they tend to manifest during that time. While they're adapting, they're planning on and making lists about what they want to grow.
What tips them over?
Um, Sloppiness, inattention to detail, having to take on tasks that other people don't finish, um, having to be the fixer where other people aren't paying attention or come to
Ah,
them with too many problems that they could fix themselves, being dumped on emotionally. They don't do well with that because a lot of our problems are caused from us not paying attention. And Virgos also don't react well to criticism.
beautiful. Well, I think that's always just sort of nice to know. It's like, okay, what are the strengths in a sign and what are the challenges? Because all of us have Virgo somewhere in our chart, and the moon crosses through, the sun crosses through us all the time. And when it does, those areas in us are being highlighted, even if we don't happen to be a Virgo.
Right.
So that's why I like to just kind of hear it just sort of as a reminder, and it's a refresher because I'm back to endings and beginnings. You know, maybe and someone might hear some of this on this list and go, "Oh wow, I could put a little more attention in that area," or I'm ready to give that up. That just doesn't work for me anymore. I'm looking for another solution. I remember talking to someone recently and I just reminded her, no is a complete sentence.
Yes. No. It is.
I stopped explaining myself, God, 40 some odd years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when, I didn't never even really thought about it, but for me, I really like the word no, especially when you're
Mm-hmm.
someone when you typically say yes, Because when you're talented or you're available or you just are there, people will ask you to do things for them. And yes, just seemed like the nice thing to do. But
Mm-hmm.
what I was, another thing I was just thinking about yesterday, or I mean, just recently, was saying no to someone else is saying yes to yourself.
Exactly.
And so then you get to decide, are they more important than you are?
Yeah.
And then that, and that's personal choice, and it's all based on the decision. But that was one I just really liked. I thought, oh, I like that. Saying no to someone is saying yes to yourself. You know, maybe you don't have the energy,
Mm-hmm.
maybe you don't have the skill, maybe you're tired. I mean, it could be anything. Maybe you're just
So
not
maybe you just don't do.
exactly not interested, don't want to. Figure it out
Yeah.
yourself.
Now, the other thing about this particular new moon for Virgo is that it opposes Saturn, which is now retrograde. It's left Aries and backed into Pisces. And this new moon is opposing Saturn retrograde and Saturn in Pisces. So this new moon will especially carry that restrictive energy of Saturn toned down, toned down a bit. But this new moon will emphasize the need to let go and to really be able to discern what's needed and what's not.
Wow, well, that really fits with my gather what nourishes you and release what no longer sustains you.
Uh-huh.
That fits in there.
Yeah.
So focus on that needing to let go. So my thought on the let go, it could be if you find in life you hold your breath a lot, maybe it could be helpful to be more comfortable with exhaling fully.
Mm-hmm.
It could be as simple as letting go of your breath. Because I know that sometimes when I get nervous or tense without realizing it, I'm breathing really shallowly or holding my breath. So that's just a simple thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's practicing breath practice of, excuse me, of focusing on the exhale more than the inhale. Or it could be letting go a thought, a feeling, a practice, a style. Maybe a food is no longer, nourishing for you, or a friendship. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a client, maybe it's a customer, maybe it's a community, maybe it's a city, maybe it's a club. I mean, it could be anything. Maybe it's your home. We get to check in on noticing for us what's important to let go of. That's excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Anything else in the night sky you think we should know about besides Saturn?
Well, there's also Jupiter and Uranus that have gone retrograde. And so, especially for Aries people, this is kind of deviating from the new moon, but um, Neptune in Aries has gone retrograde and it's at 0 degrees of Aries right now, and it will go back into Pisces next month. And Uranus is already in Pisces. Saturn, as I said, has gone retrograde from Aries into Pisces. Uranus, excuse me, was in Gemini, and and they're going to be retrograde into next year. So where we had this configuration when we talked last time of Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune all geared up and into their new signs and sextile to a couple of other planets. And there was this big ta-da, big change and all kinds of stuff going on where a lot of people were kind of knocked sideways by it. Now it's kind of a taking a step back and being able to regroup and rest a little bit. Um, And that will continue into early next year when these planets go direct again. But even when they go direct and return to their signs of Aries, and in the case of Uranus, when it returns to Taurus in April, it won't be the same as it was with this massive configuration that signaled big changes. The changes will come, they'll continue, but it'll be different than it was this last time. So this is kind of an in breath now, and the big exhale comes again early next year and culminates again in April.
Phew.
Yeah,
Buckle up. What does they say? Buckle up, buttercup.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So the time to settle into our seats and regroup and kind of settle back, but we don't get a whole lot of time to settle back. We get until January, February, and then by April things are going to be charged up again. So we have a few months to kind of, you know, reflect and relax a little bit and get ourselves together.
I like that. Reflect and relax a bit. So I wanted to pick an oracle card, a tarot card for this particular moon, and we're in the 9th month of the year. So the card I pulled was the Hermit, number 9. And this is from Colette Baron-Reid's Good Tarot. And, you know, based on what you just said, I think this is really timely.
It
Sometimes
is.
it's necessary to take time out for regrouping and introspection.
Good one.
Okay, we're working on our synergy. It's a temporary experience, but necessary for my growth. When I step back, retreat, regroup, and renew, I have a clear perspective on everything in my life.
You and your cards.
Hey, that was just this morning. You know, I was like, I had these other decks out that we usually use, and Spirit's going, nope, you're going to use this deck. And I'm like, okay. So I literally put them away. And then I went, oh, well, I'll do it. No, you do this. And I'm like, okay. And then I pulled it and I read it and I'm like, okay, I think this makes good sense. And then look what you said versus the card. It's like perfect punctuation, harmony.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I thought it would be fun to play. Years ago, when I first moved to the San Juan Islands, I was 10. Summer of 62, my family came up for the World's Fair. And I spent my summers on this little island right here. And one day I decided to make a card deck for my Tai Chi students so it was easier for them to focus because their minds were so busy. It's like hurry up and meditate. You get to class, and the class is an hour. And I wasn't willing for them to spend a half hour, 45 minutes getting relaxed before they could really benefit from the class. So I chose a deck of 1, 2, or 3 words, and they just came through me. So on Saturday mornings, I'd sit down with a stack of blank business cards and I'd write whatever came to me, 1, 2, or 3 words. I'd take them to class, let everybody pick a card. Any cards anybody didn't like, we ripped them up. And then I'd come back and I did 50 cards, whatever, for a year, 6 or 7
Wow.
classes a week. And at the end of that, I had the deck I have now, which we call Little Island cards. And they're the cards that are inspiration for my newsletter. So if you're ever finding you're wanting some support or just some, some positive, uplifting words or something fun to consider, I think my newsletter really does this. It comes out on Friday, which is a thought. Friday is a picture that I use. I use my iPhone. I take a picture. I'm not a photographer. I'm somebody who witnesses exquisite moments and wants to savor them over and over again. So as a witness, I click and I share that exquisite moment. So I've never shared a photo that I don't absolutely adore. And and it's just full of the beauty. For me, nature's everything. It's all about the energy, the color, how you feel. And I just find that nature is one of the easiest ways for me to be in touch with my feelings, to be outside, to look at the sky, to breathe. I mean, what did I share on my YouTube channel? I mean, I just shared yesterday, my neighbors grow a lot of sunflowers. So I was out there on my walk and I went, oh, let me do a 20. I just pushed play and all the video is 20 some odd seconds of a dancing sunflower in the wind with blue sky behind it. And I went, there are days, and yesterday of all days, where we're filming this early before, but it was an important day yesterday to have something light and beautiful to look at, to give you that sense of peace and hope and beauty in really chaotic times. And that's what I really aim for in my messages. So Triana's website for astrology readings, anything you want to know about your chart or timing, etc. It's her specialty. And it's just aponastrology.com, and I have it listed below. And my website's listed there, and it's easy to sign up for my newsletter if that's something that might be of interest. So
Yes, get the newsletter.
thank you.
I love your newsletters.
Oh, good. It's kind of like, well, what can you rely upon where there will always be good news? What can you
Yeah.
rely upon where the readings are always positive? Yes.
Yep.
So now we have this particular hermit. And I mean, just look at her. Look at that light on that doorway and those greens, all those beautiful earth tones. So I'm going to do Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. So Triana, pick a number between 1 to 3.
Oh, let's go for 2.
So for Virgo, something helpful this month is going to be ask for help.
That's a good one.
For the person everyone goes to for answers, I think it's
Yes.
really wonderful to ask for help. So Triana, pick a number. Now for Taurus, pick a number between 1 and 3.
3.
What's Taurus's message? Follow your heart.
Nice.
All my Taurus fans do that so beautifully.
They do.
Oh, great. I'm putting all the cards back in. Oh, well, I wrote them down. That's okay. I'm putting them back in the deck because you never know. Somebody might want the same one.
That's true.
And Capricorn, 1 to 3.
Let's do a 3 again.
Okay. With love. That card is from
No.
my mom, who is a Virgo. Thanks, Mom. And she looked really good in these browns and greens as well.
Oh, nice.
It's really fun. And your mom being a Virgo as well. So, I mean, we've got a lot of mom energy on this.
Yeah, we do.
So, that's a pretty cool situation when you think about it. So, we've got this earth element at this new moon, and your advice was importance of relaxing and reflecting, settling into your seat, settle back a little bit. Then I added in gather what nourishes you and release what no longer sustains or help or serves you. And then Capricorn is reminds us that with love, follow your heart and ask for help. So, what is the earth element? And you think of the earth element, think of all things physical that you touch, your feet on the ground. What is the earth wanting to tell you? And I like to think, where is the moon shining her light? Because when you look up in the sky tonight, it's black. There's no light in the moon. But for the next 30 days or so, she's going to be turning up the brightness a little percentage every day. And so between new moon to new moon, her guidance is with love, follow your heart and ask for help. Or ask for help, follow your heart with love. I like things in reverse. I first like to do a reading in the order that comes because I think of that as the doing or the masculine energy, giving. You need to give to that. But I like to do the reverse reading as the feminine. What's something that we can take inward with love, follow your heart, ask for help. See if that feels soothing. Maybe even putting your hands on your heart and just gently taking a breath or two. During this earth season with this new moon, I follow my heart. I ask for help. And love is the generator. That sweetness reminds me of every one of my earth friends. Those are the qualities that I so cherish about them. So, for all of you earth sisters or brothers out there, thank you just for living the truth of your quality. That's so beautiful. So, anything that you have to add to that? I mean, there's nothing you
God,
can say. Okay. So,
can't think of anything right now.
no, that's perfect. So now we're getting into what I call the qualities, and I'm not sure, Triana, what the proper name is, but it's the fixed, mutable, or cardinal. If you could, one time you were telling me that concept of a clock face or something, how you were describing, it might not have been a clock face, but just a little bit about what do fixed do, or maybe we just focus on just what mutable. What's unique to mutable signs and what are they?
Mutable signs are Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Gemini. And they're the ones that are the most adaptable. They are the distributors of things. And like Pisces is the distributor of feelings and the receptor of feelings. Virgo is the distributor of groundedness and the groundedness in a sense, but more like Virgos are very protective. So I want to say the protection of the harvest, they protect others with what's there. Does that make sense?
I'm getting it.
Okay. It's a different kind of protection. Um
And it's unique to
They,
Virgo.
it is unique to Virgo, yeah. And then Sagittarius is distributes knowledge and philosophy and takes in the same. And then Gemini also distributes and shares knowledge and takes in the same. They're they're similar but different because Sagittarius has the philosophy end of it. Gemini does not. Gemini's more, it's an air sign, so it's a thinker and it distributes thought and information and takes in the same. And so that's where the distributorship and the receivership comes in for all four of those.
Brilliant. Love that. All right, we're going to now do cards for Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Gemini. So
Okay.
we're going to start off with Virgo and pick a number between 1 and 4.
1.
Forgive first.
Mm.
That's always a good one.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and being adaptable, having
Mm-hmm.
that ability to forgive first or not.
I was going to say
Or maybe.
Virgos can be very unforgiving depending on the infraction.
Yes. All right, Pisces, 1 to 4.
3.
Never give up.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, can we just, guys, just pay attention to the completely different quality of the cards that we're pulling in this series for mutable signs versus what we were pulling for earth signs. Very, very different.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what we'll compare and contrast. So Sag, 1 to 4.
2.
Celebrate serendipity.
That's a very sad thing.
Beautiful. And you would know.
Yes, I would.
How about Gemini? 1 to 4.
We'll go for 1.
They would really like that. Oh, and this is great. Play first.
Yeah, that's good for Gemini too.
Yeah, so for the mutable signs, we start off, you know, what's helpful for them at this time of reflecting and relaxing, settling into your seat, settling back, finding out, is this working for me? Is it not? I also think of boundaries. I think of well-being. So
Mm-hmm.
for Geminis, it's honoring and playing first. For Sag, it's all about celebrating serendipity. Pisces helps us remember not to give up, keep going for it. And Virgo, forgive first when you feel like it and when you don't. And then Capricorn says, okay, Joan, that sounds really nice, but how do we do that? With love. Taurus says, as long as we're following our hearts. And then Virgo says, and when you're not sure, ask for help. And that to me is the reading for Virgo New Moon.
Love it.
That was a fun one. I like using the little island cards for the new moon readings. That was what I like about it is it gives people a 1, 2, or 3, well, let's see, 3, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2. So that's 2 or 3 words. So whatever your sign is, or if you have to happen to have a sun, moon, or rising sign, if you have a sun, moon, and rising sign, write these down. So wherever you have Virgo in your chart, ask for help. If you have Taurus in your chart, follow your heart. And Capricorn, with love. And if your sun, moon, or rising is in Virgo, what's important this new moon is forgive first. And Pisces is never give up. Sag is celebrate serendipity. And Gemini's play first. So that could give you, that's like the reading within the reading for you to have just something that's unique and special. And then I'm going to just pull one more card because it just feels like it. Let's see what the deck wanted us to know. Oh, for gosh sakes. Let go. Let go is the finale. And
That's great.
and what are we doing this month? We're learning how to let go. How do we do it? Being playful, with love, asking for help, not giving up, following our hearts, celebrating little wins and that synchronicity and serendipity, forgiving ourselves and others when it doesn't work out, and let go. Gather what nourishes you, release what no longer sustains you. And my thought is get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And using letting go. What did I talk about earlier? Letting go with the breath. If you find, like me, that you sometimes are holding your breath or are a shallow breather, lean back a little bit, relax your jaw, and just let your breath float out of your mouth like smoke, where it's just, you can use that Darth Vader voice and breathe out the back of your throat if you want real relaxation. In through the nose, out through the mouth, and use that Darth Vader sound. And that unlocks a lot of stuck emotions. So that's just, I mean, I've been teaching Qigong since mid 80s. And that's one of the things I share on every Wednesday in my Ease Please practice. So if you're needing any help on letting go or feeling more centered and focused, maybe you have some aches and pains that you want to get feeling better, and in 15, 20 minutes, feel relaxed, focused, centered, energized, ready for the day, and really grounded and ready. That's what Ease Please does. It's, let's see, what did I came up with a tagline for it years ago. Strong body, quiet mind, open heart. So those are the qualities we play with. And we use little island cards as part of our theme. And if you ever find you want to have your own set of little island cards, there's 45 cards in a deck. You can just send a note, Joan at mountaintopmusings.com, and my email's below. All righty. Anything you want to add to anything, Triana?
Well, I hope people enjoyed this, and I hope that you take this to heart and really start paying attention to the lunar phases, because they're the ones that are closest to us in our lives, and and they do affect us. And on Facebook, a lot of times during a lunar phase, I'll see people saying, "What's going on? This and this and this," and so do pay attention, because it does make a difference.
Well, and what's cool about this is whether we're posting this on, it's always on YouTube, but I also place it on our Facebook pages. And so you can refer to it throughout the month anytime you need to. And if you like it, you can even share it with a friend, but it's always there as a reference. And we're here every new moon. Let's see, the next one is the Libra new moon, October 21st. So we'll be back for that. And if you leave us questions, we're happy to answer them, between new moon podcasts. And if you have a question for Triana, I'll just forward it to her. Her information is below, and you can contact her on her website. And otherwise, if you have a question, or if you have any questions about Libra or whatever coming up, leave the question and we'll just build it right into our talk. Dun, 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 dun. Are you all done, Triana?
I'm all done.
All righty, wishing you all a beautiful new moon. Take good care, and so glad you're here. And we'll be back for Libra in another month. So see you then. Bye for now.
Bye.